What's up, y'all? It's your girl Chanel with Relationship Status and your boy.
J Powell checking in, man.
So, guys, we're a little late tonight. We do apologize. Tonight we're going to be dealing with what is your love language. But before we get started on the topic, I just wanted to kind of touch on relationship status mission so you guys can kind of understand where we're coming from. Relationship status mission, we're changing the narrative on romantic relationships one connection at a time. And guys, essentially what we're doing here is we're speaking from personal experience and experiential knowledge. Neither one of us is claiming to be relationship experts. We're speaking from experience. And so we, urge you guys to share your experiences as well, and we can learn from one another. I just wanted to get that out the way just in case, you guys didn't know. Now you do. So anyway, we're going to get right into the topic. What is your love language? So we posted earlier, guys, for you guys to go to, what is it, Josh? What's the link?
5lovelanguages.com.
Right. So you guys can go to 5lovelanguages.com after the show, and you can do the test and find out what your primary love language is. It ranks all 5 of the love languages, but it gives you your primary love language. And so we wanted to kind of deal with each one of those 5 topics. You got word of affirmation, you got quality time, you got receiving gifts, you got acts of service, and you got physical touch. So I guess we're going to start the show off by talking about our primary love language, Josh. Is that what we're doing? You want to go ahead and start?
No,
Kick it
my
off?
mama told me. Now, see, that's the test.
See, there
right
you
there.
go.
Ladies first.
There you go.
She tried to get me.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, my primary love language is quality time. See, I like quality time. I don't care if it's on the corner watching the cars drive by, as long as we're together. I'm all about the quality time. And by quality time, I'm just going to kind of read you an excerpt of what we have here. By quality time, I mean giving someone your undivided attention. I don't mean sitting on the couch watching television together. When you spend time that way, Netflix has your attention, not your partner or significant other. What I mean is sitting on the couch with the TV off, looking at each other and talking, phones put away, giving each other your undivided attention. It means taking a walk, just the two of you, or going out to eat and looking at each other and talking. If your partner or significant other's primary love language is quality time, she wants you being with her, spending time.
Judge.
What you got to say about that? Because I know your primary love language is quality time. I mean, is that the same?
I took the test. So, for those that didn't take the test, I went on ahead and did my homework. And my top 2 were actually quality time and words of affirmation. Mm-hmm. Next was physical touch, and then acts of service, and then 0. I got a big fat donut for receiving gifts.
You don't like gifts?
I do, but that's last on my list.
Oh, that's last on your list.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So define, because like I just said, quality time for me, like this has one idea. It says, it's just not watching Netflix and chill. And maybe, it just depends on my frame of mind. But for me, as long as we're together, that's considered quality time. So we don't have to actually be staring into each other's eyes in that moment. But as long as we're together, engaging one another, whether it be in conversation or some other activities, I'm cool with it. But what is your definition of quality time?
For me, I agree with you on that. I think it could be anything as long as me and my significant other are on the same page. Mm-hmm. It could be anything from listening to music, reading a book together, going for walks, movies, even going out. As long as we're together and we're in that space with each other, mm-hmm. I think, I'm all for it, because we're still connecting in a way, you mm-hmm. know what I mean? And I think with your partner, and everybody's different, but, at least for me and mine, I would hope that we on that same page where the connection is so strong that if we decided to sit in the room together and not say nothing, we get it.
Right. That's
You know,
dope.
that's what I'm into, and that's what I'm looking for.
That's what you're
Straight
looking
like
for. That's what you're looking for. Okay. Y'all, excuse me. You know, so every now and again my mind go left. Sorry. So anyway, that's quality time, guys. Go ahead and start posting your comments on quality
we got Bex
time.
with quality time.
What Bex say?
She said she on the quality time kick, so that's
Why I don't see Bex comments though?
I see it.
You see it? I need to see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. It's Mo. She says quality time for me can in fact be watching a movie. It depends on what you're watching. Some movies provoke great conversations and personal perspectives. I agree, but now we watching a movie that I'm enjoying. I don't want you to talk while we're watching the movie. Like I got to be able, like I'm one of those type of people, I got to be able to hear every word that's being said. Like I'll rewind it if I didn't understand what that person just said. So, but anyway.
Y'all make sure, fellas, if you are with Boss Lady, put your phone. Matter of fact, just cut it off. Put your phones off.
Who you talking to?
I'm talking to the fellas when it come to you, Queen.
You're not talking to them when it come to me.
Put your phones off, fellas. Make sure you don't say nothing. Don't breathe the wrong way, because she gonna be at you. She's enjoying her movie. Let her enjoy her movie. Don't start nothing. Won't be nothing.
Nah, I ain't that rigid. I'm not that rigid. I'm just saying, if we watching a good movie, can we watch the movie? So Beck said it's kind of creepy to just sit there and stare at each other. I'm cool with watching a movie. I'm cool with watching a movie too.
But sit there and stare. I said, where you get that? Who gonna sit and stare at each other, Bex? We said sit in silence. Y'all ain't, man, what? Come on,
what
Bex.
y'all doing? Meditating?
Hey, you could do that too, though.
Okay.
But you know what? You know what else is crazy though?
What?
Is the fact that people get nervous when you look at them and give them eye contact. And eye contact is a powerful thing.
Now, I like eye contact when you're talking to me. No, but if you just looking.
But why you just can't be looking and admiring and appreciating and saluting? Why you just can't do that?
Because
why you just can't get lost in the fact that, like, man, this me right here? This me right here? I get to go home to this. I get to come back to it. Like, this me right here?
I love that. Okay, I'm just saying that.
So I got to put that on it for you to get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just be appreciating what I have.
You can appreciate what you have.
What's creepy about that?
It's nothing creepy about that, but I'm thinking for me, because I'm a little bit shy.
Now she laughing. What's creepy about it, Beck?
I'm shy. So if my dude is staring at me in my eyes, I'm probably gonna look away or look down or something like that.
But that goes to show how many people don't get that type of attention throughout life, right? They don't have a partner that really is locked into them like that. That's a whole different level of being locked in and loving and caring.
What you know about that
stuff?
That's what you do?
Man, appreciate life, appreciate those you love, man. I'm telling you.
Is that what you do, though?
Straight like that.
That what you do?
Straight like that.
Oh, okay. He not gonna answer. So anyway.
I did.
Is that what
locked
you do?
in, man. Listen, but it ain't for everybody. You feel me?
No, I mean,
some folks will be like, why you looking at me like that, man? You making me nervous. Why? Let me salute you. Why? I don't want to just look at you like that when you dressed up and we about to hit the town. I want to look at you like that when I roll over. Damn, that's me right there. Cool. I want to look at you like that. You feel me? When we brushing our teeth in the morning, let me just stop mid-breath and be like, that's me right there. Mm-hmm. When she cooking, you feel me? Mm-hmm. When she scrambling them eggs and that wagon going, that me right there.
Okay, next topic. Next topic. Next topic, please. All right, guys. So my second love language is physical touch. I want to go there because I want to hear what you guys got to say about that. Physical touch is a way of communicating emotional love. Numerous research projects in the area of child development have made that conclusions. Babies who are held, stroked, and kissed develop a healthier emotional life than those who are left for long periods of time without physical contact. Holding hands, kissing, embracing, and sexual intercourse are all ways of communicating emotional love. For some individuals, physical touch is their primary love language. Without it, they feel unloved. With it, their emotional tank is filled and they feel secure in the love of their partner or significant other. What you think about that physical touch? I love physical touch. Like, that's everything. It don't even have to be anything significant. Just a stroke of the leg or an arm around the shoulder or just a hug or that forehead kiss. Ain't nothing like that forehead. Holding hands. Some people not really for the public affection, but if I have a partner that doesn't mind, then I don't mind.
There's also a section in here that says sitting close to each other as you watch your favorite television show. Mm-hmm. Television show requires no additional time but may communicate your love loudly.
Okay. I said as long as but that goes back to the quality time.
Just make sure y'all don't talk while the movie going on.
You gonna keep on with that. I'm just saying.
Physical touch is very important.
How important is it?
I mean, it's extremely important, even though it's not on my top two. But
what does it rank on yours?
It's third.
Okay, so it's there.
I mean, it's gonna be there. It's on the top 5. It's one way or the other. It's gonna get something. You know what I'm saying? But,
so you don't like to be touched?
No, that ain't what I'm saying. But I'm just big into like genuine
connection,
genuine acts when it comes to that though. And I think sometimes even with
you person, are funny acting.
That's cool, but even with a person that whichever one of their love languages it is, it's like they want you to just go over and beyond. And I feel like a person would appreciate something that's more genuine than something that's more instructed.
But when you say, because like for me, I'm a touchy-feely person, and I hug my friends, and a lot of times I kiss them on the cheek. But then you have those people that kind of, not that they verbally out their mouth say don't do it, but you just kind of, you have you discern that, okay, maybe they don't like to be touched, or maybe that's not their thing. So it's kind of difficult for me because I touch your hands and rub your leg, and it's not even sexual. It's just who I am, and so you got to be careful about, I have to be careful about, when you engage in other people, just so you don't, be offensive or throw somebody off.
No, I mean, absolutely. But I still, because I guess like for me growing up, for example, like my grandmother, like you come in the house and she's like, oh, baby, come here, give me a hug, right? So you go over there and you hug and you like, all right, you trying to come up off that thing. But she like, nah, where you going? So then you stay there and you like, cool. And then she like, come back, I want another one. And you like, bruh, hold up. Like, let me do this on my accord though. I just feel like it's so much more special, man, when you do something on your own.
But she did it on her own.
Nah, she gangster some of them hugs.
See, I'm like that now. When you talk about family, that's different. Because my babies.
I had to give that example because you know what I'm saying. There have been I've had conversations, where that has happened, like talking amongst friends about certain things and. Sometimes what you do isn't enough. Like you'll give the hug and the kiss, and they be like, "What is that?"
Yeah, they want more.
So they come down, but they down. It's the way you do it. You know what I'm saying? So they coming down on you for the way that you showing love, or even if you do what they ask, and it's like it ain't enough. That
is that the feedback you've gotten in the past?
Oh yeah, I definitely.
So you're not a touchy-feely person. You're not a hugger. Are you a hugger?
Listen, man, I'm big on genuine love.
What's genuine love, though, Josh?
For me, is just let me come out and give it, man.
But it's a two-way street.
It is a two-way street.
It should be reciprocated.
It is, but the same way. See, it's interesting. So the same way when it's your love language, you make sure you get that same energy to whoever you dealing with their love language. And a lot of times, so many people are so focused in on theirs that they lose sight of their partners.
Well, see, for me. Personally,
or they try to love their partner in the way that they want to be loved.
No, I'm gonna love him the way he want to be loved.
All right,
because I'm all about making my man happy. So if it's something that he wants more of, or I think the physical touch piece, if he was like, okay, Chanel, I don't like the hugs, or I don't like it when you touch me or whatever, that would kind of throw me off, because then I would have to look at the level of compatibility at that point. Like, are we even compatible? because I never want to think of, oh my God, am I doing too much? Like if I touch you, I touch you. It shouldn't be an issue.
No, I'm not saying it definitely shouldn't be an issue, but what I'm saying is there are times where you do the act and then somebody makes the comment in which it makes it awkward. That's what I'm saying. So then it could lose the connection because it's like, oh, well, what was that? Like, you ain't even really kissed. Like, bro, like, what are we talking about?
But let me ask you this. Do you, like, because sometimes people have this predetermined idea about, like, if you don't think about it and you just do it, then it's natural. And even if you don't initiate it, it's still natural as long as you're receptive when the other person gives it. But it's another thing when you got to think in your mind if this is even appropriate, because then that makes it awkward. Or you know what I'm saying? It makes it awkward.
But that's what I'm saying is just going to my point of just
what's your point?
The natural, like when you're connected and you're on that page and it just happens, that feels, in my opinion, I feel that feels a lot better.
But you just got to do it in your own time when.
Nah, listen, if I'm connected and locked in, I'm that guy, man. It's whatever.
Oh, you locked in?
Connected and locked in, I'm that guy, man.
You connected and locked in?
What are we saying in these comments?
Ruby, I'm trying to be objective. It's hard.
It is in the eyes where you can connect with the soul of your partner. I dig, church.
Oh my God, y'all got so many comments.
Bex, organic energy only. Love that. Absolutely.
She said she
forced interactions aren't genuine. That's real.
Bex gonna ride with you anyway.
Stop that.
I love you, Bex, though.
Stop that. What is your third love language?
My third love language. You know what? That's a good question. Let's see what my third love language is. It's acts of service.
Acts of service.
Which is kind of shocking, but yeah, it's acts of service because I like gifts. I love gifts, but I love affection. Like that supersedes, like it's on here, like you said, because all five are here. But I'm not a big person who like, well, let me see what he gonna buy me. That ain't really my thing. I like gifts, but it ain't like a requirement. All right, guys. So we're gonna come back with what is your love language, relationship status, your girl Chanel.
It's your boy J Powell, Power 108.9. Their love language and not the other person. We gotta get that.
Right.
Because they have this. I know.
But if you ask, it's all about. Right. Well, now that we're gonna educate them tonight.
But that's why the communication is.
But you know what? Before I even took this test, I could tell you that quality time was my number one. Like that's everything. And like it's 5lovelanguages.com. Yeah. And then physical touch. Now I know that I am very affectionate. Like we grew up in a household where my mama kissed us. She still kisses us to this day. Like we just an affectionate family. My nephew, like he's a boy. So I just stopped kissing him in the mouth at age 10, but that's what we do.
Mine too, but here's the other part about physical touch. You have an argument with somebody, right? Clear it up to hear what it is. You have a disagreement or argument about. The first place not to do it. Give me 50 feet.
I be like that, but that's a part of like reconciling. You're funny, I can know when it comes to even with your friends. Because sometimes you be like, good coaching decision. What's your decision? What that mean? Yeah, but I don't know what that means.
Center opposite, bro. Not center.
See, you talk about me. What does that mean?
What's up?
What, you ready?
We back. Yeah, the brace is short. So.
All right. What's up, Curtis? All right, guys, it's your girl Chanel, relationship status, and your boy
J. Powell.
We're talking about what is your love language. And before we went to break, we were talking about the third love language.
Hey, Chanel, before y'all go to break, we had a question on social media that spoke about what if you and your person that you're dating have opposite love languages. Can you coexist in the relationship?
I think if you guys have good communication and take the time to learn how to love the other person, if you're willing to do that, then absolutely. But you can't force your way of loving someone on someone else. No, you have to love that person the way that they want to be loved. I 100% agree with that. Now, the physical touch thing is like, that's an incompatibility like issue with me off the gate. Like, because I will never hook up with somebody that don't like to be touched. So that's just me.
Hey man, I feel like for one, if you dig in somebody, you're gonna learn what you can about that person to try to make it work regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, even if a person's love language isn't compatible, even if the number two don't match the number one, you still got to figure out a way to tap into that person's love language. You know what I'm saying? Or other parts to them. So I think anything is possible as long as the communication is open, the respect is there, and you're willing. You know, a lot of things takes a lot of patience, especially because you got to learn somebody's history also to understand why they are the way that they are and in the space that they are too. Right. And it's not enough of that. Like, it's not enough people asking those types of questions, you know, to get to the point where you understand why a person is the way that they are. Like she said, she was raised in a family where they show affection like that often. So what if that good man, her Prince Charming, is there, but he didn't come from that? You know what I'm saying? He might have came from something else. So do you pass up on that because he's not, that person? You know what I'm saying? And these are just decisions you have to make. I just feel you got to learn the person to be able to understand, and then from there be able to make the decision on how you want to move forward.
I interviewed a screenwriter before, and he was talking about how he built his characters. Mm-hmm. So you'll see the movie and you'll see the main character, but he writes the characters based on the parents.
Right.
He goes that far back to do the research to create that person that you see on the screen. Even though you don't see the parents or they're not a part of the story, in his mind when he created it, that's what he goes back to. And to your point, like, I don't think we do enough of that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it is so important and vital in any situation just to have that understanding. Even if you're not trying to speak a person's love language, it's just really trying to understand them, like, because you learn what their triggers are. You learn what turns them on, what turns them off. You know what I'm saying? Why did they respond the way that they responded? Why is there a lack over here in this area? It's because you're doing that type of research. If you're really that in tune, with the person that you're trying to be with, it's extremely important.
I absolutely agree. One of the things that you should do is study your partner anyway. You study them and get to know them, and you ask questions. I think I'm just so big on the physical touch, because it's something that comes naturally for me. And it's not just with someone that I'm dating. It's with people. I mean, I love my friends. You know what I'm saying? So I naturally just touch you because that's just what I do. I probably would touch you 1,000,000 times in one interaction because that's just who I am. It's not anything that I don't mean anything. Hey, girl. Hey, Cherie. Yeah, Cherie was on Commentry's panel last summer. Hey, girl. She's an actress. So anyway, so it's not anything personal, but it's just who I am. And I think for me, like, it would literally, if I couldn't do that, it would alter literally who I am as a person. like if I was not able to touch you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think I speak so strongly on that. Because it would be like I would get ready and then I would probably be like, oh, I can't. And I can't be in a relationship with somebody where I have to continually, what are you doing? Oh, okay. Continually do that. So that's why I feel so strongly about that. Even my girlfriends, my close girlfriends, I kiss them on the cheek when I see them, hug and kiss them. So that's
that mob stuff right there. You got to hit both cheeks though. That's real gangster.
Hit both cheeks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure I remember that next time.
But I think too, even a lot of times in some of our love languages, I think time and space take a part in that as well. Because again, I gave an example of people having disagreements and arguments, and sometimes like they say, like quote unquote make up sex or stuff like that. Can be really good for reviving the situation. But then when you get so used to doing that, you got to figure out another way. Because that right there, but there are some people who really feel like we argue and this is what's going to get us over the hump.
Right.
And while you're doing that, you're sweeping everything under the rug. You're not really talking about or discussing what the initial problem is.
Right.
And over time, that's going to create a bigger problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to cause a lot of dysfunction because there's no communication and you feel like sex is the way to make it back up. No, that ain't going to cause nothing but distance.
You're absolutely right on that. Those situations where you have sex and you haven't communicated and that same issue exists after all of that is done. And then you guys, I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine today, and then you pretend, like literally it's pretend because you do that. And then you guys get over the emotional effects of whatever the offense was. And then everything seemed to be good until it happens again or until you have a disagreement again. And then you realize that you haven't resolved the issue in the first place. It's still lingering. It's still there,
And also you create this problem. You know what I'm saying? If my woman is a person of physical touch and that was her way of getting out of the situation that we got into it in.
That's true.
So let's say, for example, I fuck up badly and I come home, baby, it's going to be okay. And then I feel like that's the way, that's going to be a huge issue. You know what I'm saying? If I just feel like it's just let me just lay up with her because I know I'm gonna make her feel this ain't that.
Right. Absolutely.
Gotta figure out another way.
I absolutely agree with you on that.
Ismo says
what she saying?
When I first started dating again, I saw that a lot of men see how you stack up on the paper and they're good. They don't ask many questions as women do.
They don't. You're right. I was thinking some time ago, I was seeing a guy and I realized like 5 months into it, like this dude didn't know how many siblings I had. He may not have even known where I was from. I think that's important. Like the level of education you had. What school did you go to? Where'd you go to college? What'd you study? And I realized, I was like, this person doesn't know does he even know my last name?
5 months.
5 months. Sheesh. 5 months. Yep. What's that? Oh, our intern Fintress. Oh, he just did you just did yours? Yours look kind of something like mine. Uh-oh. Okay. Shut up. Don't make me put you off your own show, Josh.
That's cool. God, you heard that.
Oh, you gonna tell on me now? That's dope. Okay, quality time. That's amazing.
Can you break it down? Can we hear the number and the breakdown of the order?
Yes. So he got a 9 on quality time, a 7 on physical touch, a 6 on acts of service, a 5 on words of affirmation, and a 3 on receiving gifts. Now, this is different in that Josh and yourself, both of y'all's first primary love language is quality time. But I promise you, and I'm not talking about you guys specifically, but that's like the biggest issue with women when it comes to men is not spending enough time. So it's kind of.
But that doesn't mean that can't be their primary.
They just don't want to spend time with us.
And I ain't saying that.
What you saying?
It's so many, it's people out there that's working, that's grind. What are the factors? What are we, you know what I'm saying? What is the reasoning behind what's going on? That still doesn't have anything to do with what their love language is.
Well, I thought, but maybe they don't want to be loved by.
I work my ass off every day. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily mean like that. Don't mean I don't want to spend quality time with my girl or the people that I fool with or whatever the case may be.
That don't mean, but I'm just saying, if you have to keep talking to the person about spending time, then that's a problem.
It is, but that's what communication is about.
That's what you know what, you talk a good game on this show. And I promise you, ladies, I know y'all think he's perfect, but he ain't as perfect as y'all think. Because he talk a good game on this show. They love Josh. I'm serious. Remember, it's a talk show now. Talk. T-A-L-K, talk.
It's the tats, Chanel. It's the tats.
It's the tats. They like the tattoos?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the tattoos too, so I ain't mad at y'all. But anyway, before we went to break, now we get back to what I was talking about. I was about to get me off topic, off subject. I'll start talking about the tattoos. But anyway.
Now we know.
Now you know. So anyway, words of affirmation. That was your second one, right?
Yes.
And that was my third one.
Yes.
So words of affirmation. Go ahead and read that one, Josh, because I've been reading.
One way to express love emotionally is to use words that build up. Mm-hmm. Proverbs 18:21 says, "The tongue has the power of life and death. Many couples have never learned the tremendous power of verbally affirming each other. Mm-hmm. Verbal compliments or words of appreciation are powerful communicators of love. They are the best expressed in simple, straightforward statements of affirmation, such as, 'You look sharp in that suit. You look incredible in that dress. I really like how you're always on time to pick me up at work. You're an amazing father.' Psychologist William James said that possibly the deepest human need is the need to feel appreciated. Words of affirmation will meet that need in many individuals."
Church.
What
you think? What is it about words of affirmation that, I mean, you know yourself better than anybody. What is it about that?
Even my thing is, even if it wasn't a love language, I just think that people need to hear that type of love and positivity, very, very, very often. You know what I mean? I don't think it's enough with everything.
That's what I'm saying. He got fans, y'all.
I don't think that enough of us, whether it's men or women, hear enough good throughout the day, especially when we're living our daily lives and going about our business. A lot of times we're constantly hearing about what we don't do or how we failed or fell short in some way, shape, or form. So we might go days, weeks, months without somebody just saying, "Hey, you're doing a great job," or "Salute to you for being an amazing person or an amazing friend," or whatever the case may be. I just think that's why that's so important, especially for me, because I, grew up a majority of my life, even into adulthood, without really hearing anything. And I'm not saying that that's, again, even though that's strong on my list, I'm not saying that that's something I got to hear every day. But if I just heard it every now and then, like genuinely, it's just so much that could do for a person. You know what I'm saying? Even as strong as I am, I just know what that'll do even for me. Because sometimes too, when you feel like you've been grinding or doing something and you don't necessarily see the fruits of your labor,
right,
you might feel like you out here just working without a purpose or doing something without a purpose, or even in your relationship. You know what I mean? You could be busting your tail to try to figure out a way to make your significant other feel special or loved or whatever, and she may not never say anything to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? So every now and then, just to get something back in return, and that I can appreciate that.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I'm not like, I think it depends on the context for me, because at work, I just kind of like to do my thing. I like to kind of fly under the radar. Some people need recognition like that. They need it. They need to feel appreciated. But I think in my friendships and in my relationships where I'm giving, I absolutely would like to hear words of affirmation. You just want to know that you're appreciated. I don't need to have it every day. I don't need to have it every other day, but it's good to be able to, hear that you are appreciated, hear that you are loved, hear that, I have one friend of mine. She always tells me how I'm a great friend. And it's weird to hear her say that, but I'm like, wow, I appreciate that because
Why is that weird though?
I don't know why.
But
I guess
in
because to hear her
society though,
say
a
that,
lot of times it's weird for somebody to show love or appreciation to somebody else.
I think it's weird because I mean, for people who really know me, like I work hard. And so a lot of times I have the hard exterior. I get that. And so I hear more of Chanel, why you this, or Chanel this. So when I hear that from her, I'm like, wow, it feels good to, hear that, she sees the positive, she's not so focused on, and she knows me and she knows that side of me, but she's not focused on that, but she sees like my heart. So I can appreciate it, but it is weird, I guess, because I don't hear it that often.
We had a question that came in. It states that
what's the question?
Quality time versus quantity time.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like women want quantity over quality.
Quantity. I want both. Right, because it is kind of like I don't want to be in somebody's company and his attention ain't on me. So I definitely want quality, because it's like, what's the point? You sitting in the room and y'all ain't talking. You're not engaging each other. You're not pouring into one another. Absolutely not. I don't agree with that. No, I don't want that. What you think?
Well, he said women, so.
Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. No,
tried to get me. I ain't going for the banana and tail fight.
No, I like to, first of all, that's like a requirement. Like you have to be able to engage me. Like when I meet a man and I'm getting to know him, that's one of the things that I look for. Can he engage me in small conversations? Not even something deep, but if I'm telling him about my day, you know what I'm saying? Can he engage me? Can he say, well, tell me about it. How was your day? And he actually listen to me and give me feedback. That's important to me. So, no, I definitely need the quality. I'm looking at the camera. You know what? Y'all gonna stop coming for me. Huh?
Quality is more important than quantity?
No, I said quality is more important than quantity.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, quality.
So if he can give you, when he's there, he's present. He's 100% when he's there.
Yes.
But when he's not there.
See, this is the thing. Like, if he's giving me quality,
he's not seeing you every day.
He don't have to see me every day, because I don't need to see him every day. But if he's giving me quality time when he is seeing me, then I'm full to the next time we see each other. I'm good, because I know that our time is well spent. Yeah, you don't have to see me. I'm good. You don't have to see me every day. I'm not an everyday type of person. I like to touch bases. Now, let's be clear. I don't have to see your face every day, but we definitely need to touch bases, whether it's through a text message or a phone call, however, but we need to touch base. Like we can't go like a whole day and didn't talk. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work for me.
As Mo said, at this age, we have important things to do in life. Meaningless interactions waste time and shmoney. Straight like that.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to come back with love. What is your love language, relationship status? Is your girl Chanel.
Your boy Jay Powell on Power 108.9.
Damn, Eddie, you sound a little personal when that question came out, partner. What's up?
and too.
I mean, even if we saw each other every day, we won't be in each other's face every day. Like, he could be in another room, I could be in another room.
Were you shocked with your love language? Okay.
But she probably not perfect driven either. Somebody who
Damn.
Was it like 30 minutes? How long did you? Oh, hours.
Like, we'll go eat. And I would get back home.
You need a
You're
doc.
perfect shipping. You're not.
He need a doc.
I'm busy. We're gonna get together. That's why it's good to have kind of goals and purposes with your partner. Like you guys work on stuff together because then they integrate each other into one another's life. So
I'm just looking at my love language.
what is that?
Greedy as fuck.
What's yours?
God damn.
What's yours?
Oh, I'm needy. You got my key? According to that. Everybody. So come on, man. This last break. Damn, I'm needy. Woo. I think that's what Mikey said.
She said you needy? Are you needy?
I guess I am.
Are you? You know you needy, huh?
Better not say that.
Now look, I have been told I'm needy too.
I'm talking about you better not say nothing about my school.
Damn. Let me see that. Let me see that. Oh my God.
I'm needy.
Are you insecure?
No. I'm a hard worker.
That's the only one.
You should have saw your reaction on the camera. You just saw your reaction. You said, damn. Am I insecure? Really?
Are you? Where's affirmation? You see how high that is?
Yes. Because I'm highly motivated. That motivates me.
Okay. I guess I'm looking at it wrong.
That's my motivation.
Okay.
Like, this big ass building in Cobb County. And you doing all this shooting in here. You can see that big ass
you
sign
get our
right
picture
there.
over there too?
Come on, Riverdale.
Back behind you at the bottom.
You don't see that sign right there? Yeah, go to spaces. Just do that right there. Go to spaces. Come on, you ready? This your last break.
Yeah. Which one? So what we got? We got
You got it. You got it.
we
I
got
got
two
you.
more touch.
Every time you come up, it'll connect automatically when you come up. Come on. Send a high. Let go. 30 seconds.
We got two more.
Delay a game. Oh, you don't know nothing about that, Finch. You don't know about that.
All right, guys. It's your girl, Chanel.
It's your boy, J. Powell.
Relationship status. So we're talking about what's your love language. Guys, if you just tuning in, go to 5lovelanguages.com. Take your test so you can know what your primary love language is. And they'll rank all 5 in the order that you rank. But we got 2 more we want to cover. So let's go ahead and cover. Which one you want to cover? Receiving gifts or acts of service?
Hold on real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, Chanel, but my attorney just chimed in, attorney Gerald Griggs, and said that he is sending you a cease and desist for the information that you just saw in my text message. So just be advised, Griggs is on the case.
Okay. I'll make sure I share it with the world. Go ahead.
So, I'm gonna talk about receiving gifts.
Okay.
So this one says, all 5 love languages challenges us to give to our partner or significant other, but for some, receiving gifts, visual symbols of love, speaks the loudest. A gift is something you can hold in your hand and say, look, he was thinking of me or she remembered me. You must be thinking of someone to give him or her a gift. The gift is a symbol of a thought. It doesn't matter whether it costs money. What is important is that you thought of him or her, and it is not the thought implanted only in the mind that counts, but that the thought is expressed in actually securing the gift and giving it as an expression of love. But what about the person who says, I'm not a gift giver, I didn't receive gifts growing up, it doesn't come naturally for me? You have just made the first discovery in becoming a great lover. You and your partner or significant other speaks different love languages. If the special someone in your life primary love language is to receive gifts, you can become a proficient gift giver.
And that is what you've been saying, right? What?
Go ahead. Okay.
No, go ahead, because that's what you've been saying just about the entire show.
What's that?
Is learning how to love, learning your significant other, partner, spouse, whomever, learning their love language and becoming proficient in their love language.
Yes, absolutely. But this one again, got a big fat donut on my score sheet.
Oh, see, the thing about the receiving gifts, like that's not like first, second, or third for me. But as a woman, you want to receive a gift here and there. Like, I don't have to receive a gift all the time. I'm not someone.
I don't think just women though.
What, men too?
Okay. I think human beings.
Okay. So I'm not tripping
if I came in this thing right now with some food for you because you were just hungry, gave a hug to you, gave sis $20, and gave big bro a shirt. Everybody being in more like, bro, cool it up, bro. He came in big, gave everybody something. Damn, bro, appreciate you. Ain't nobody gonna turn down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
but at the same time, nobody's, depending upon how they see things, is expecting it.
That's true too. But then you have people that when that expectation is involved, like that's a mean one right there. Because like you ain't gonna never make a person like that happy.
Right.
You do one thing for them, they're gonna be like, bro, what happened to this? So they might laugh at you.
Are you a gift giver?
I'm not, but I mean, shit. If it's my person's, that's their thing. I'm gonna have to tighten up. I'm gonna figure out a way. Believe that, because it ain't just on the money. You can come in and do anything. I can come in and say, hey, boo, I love you. That's a gift.
See, that would be like if he never bought gifts, that would be a problem. Because you'd be like, okay,
that ain't gonna be no problem.
If every time.
No, man, I ain't say every time. I'm just saying that's just one way of showing love.
Right. Now, I'm not knocking the hey, boo, I love you.
Cards, you feel me?
Cards is nice.
Get your ass some soap. Got to tighten up. Make sure you smelling right. You know what I'm saying? Some good smell good. Some shirts, some shoes, whatever's on my mind. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing, man. Sneakerhead all day. So I might come in with them Vans, all kind of flavors on deck. Let's get it. White boy status, skateboard P. Holla at you, boy.
You so crazy. All right, cool. All right, guys. Let me see.
We gotta talk about acts of service.
Yeah,
don't forget that.
Right. Let's
check. Touch that. You gotta touch that there.
I'm gonna touch it, but I wanted to read some comments.
All right, we're going to read some comments then.
She said the gift being a result. She said she never thought of that way. She said she never thought of, I guess when you were saying, if I come in and say I love you, she never thought of that gift as being the gift being
a result of a thought.
I'm tripping. That is not what she's saying. But yeah, she was saying, read that. I never thought of it that way, the gift being a result of a thought.
Yep. Absolutely. Thought.
Now that's the New Jersey coming out. Don't trip.
So and I mean it's and again it's important, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not a receiving gifts type of person, but still too it does feel good, you know what I'm saying, to know that somebody took the time to think of you in a way. So very, very
if you come in with and you buy me a gift, that's everything. You gonna get everything. Like I'm one of those type of people. If you love me right, I'm gonna give you. That's just me. Like I want to give. It make me want to give. Like I might go out and buy something crazy because that's just me. Like when somebody is loving me right, I'm a giver. I want them to know. I want them to know that they appreciate it. I want to celebrate them. What is wrong with you?
I got a question. For you, for Mike, like, and for the viewers, like, is there anybody that can have a pretty even score across the board?
You know what? I never looked at my score, so let's see. It's a possibility. Ooh. No, mine
not the way my scores came.
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
Cease and desist.
No, because mine is kind of like I got a 10 for quality time, 7 for physical touch, 6 for acts of service, 4 for words of affirmation, and 3 for receiving gifts.
So that 10 went to somewhere else. Yeah.
And I think
you borderline close to having that though. You like a hybrid out here.
Yeah, because you know what? Because I appreciate when someone does something for me. Because you know why? Because people don't.
You're a hybrid.
My numbers 10, 9, 6, 5, 0.
What's the 0?
Can't tell you. Cease and desist.
Boy, ain't no shit. What's 0, bro?
0 was
I just want to know the 0.
receiving gifts.
10.
Receiving gifts.
See, my dog. We already there. Yeah.
Good on the gifts.
You good on the gifts? So I want to read this before we go to the last one. Curtis Duncan from Hawaii. He says physical touch, for example, can vary depending on who you are with. It may be a compatibility issue or the dynamics between two people. That's true. Between two people, some people draw things out of you that no one else can. You may be very touchy-feely with one person, but not with another. I never thought of it like that.
Who that come from?
That's Curtis. So that means that the other person ain't feeling you like you feeling them. Oh,
Curtis is a what? Curtis is a what?
He's a man.
There you go, man. We got that game too. You see up there? You know what I'm saying?
What
We
you
throwing something different at you. I'm just trying to tell you. Salute, Kurt.
So
Appreciate you.
that's a new way of look, because you know sometimes, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like up until I'm gonna say this last year, the last 12 months, I'm usually in tune to know when somebody feeling me, and I know when they ain't, and I'm good on that. If you ain't feeling me, then you're not feeling me. But I be missing the cues because I swear. So he just said so because he was like, maybe the dynamic, you know, between the two people, you know, maybe they don't want you touching them. You know what I'm saying? That's like huge because I never imagined that a man didn't want Chanel Scott touching them. And yes, I said that in the third person because he always get on my case about that.
Always.
What we doing? Okay, so guys, we got this last one. Can I cover the last one? Okay, we're going to go ahead and wrap up, but we're going to cover this last one. Acts of service. By acts of service, I mean doing the things you know your partner or significant other would like to do. You seek to please her by serving her, to express your love for her by doing things for her. This effort requires thought, planning, time, effort, and energy. If done with a positive spirit, they are indeed expressions of love. If your partner or significant other's love language is act of service, then action speaks louder than words. Now, I'm going to tell you, this right here gets you in trouble because a lot of times, yes, acts of service, you know, you do that for your partner or your significant other, but then a lot of times people do that because they have an ulterior motive. Right? They're doing that to win your affection or your attention, you know, and so you could kind of get that misconstrued. But go ahead, Josh.
No, I mean, absolutely can. But I feel like that's one of those things out of the group of 5 that can definitely be extremely appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you get played. Act of service to get you played. Ain't lying.
Not if you listen, man, do what you do. And if it ain't about it's more about what you doing and how you give it from the heart. It ain't about how the person, you know what I'm saying, how they take it or receive it or whatever. Like you just gotta do what you do.
You just gotta do what you do.
Absolutely.
And keep getting played.
Because you know, listen, man, I already told you, if you feel that way, exit stage left.
Exit stage
ASAP.
left. You right.
Ain't about nobody getting played. You just make a decision. But if you got somebody that you fooling with and you digging them, then do your do. Do it because you want to do it, though, not based off of them.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. You do it because you want to do it. I think that you will probably feel better about it, you know, if you did it because it's something that you want to do and not have an ulterior motive behind it. But guys, that's it for our show tonight. Check us out before we go, guys. Comministry, May 4th, Spaces, downtown Atlanta on Peachtree. Get your tickets, comministry.eventbrite.com, or you could go to the website, comministry.com. Get your tickets. VIP is almost gone. They ain't gone yet. It's a few. Huh? Oh, what? And also, guys, follow us at Relationship Status Live. Follow us there. You know what? You have a fan every week.
I don't have no fans, just supporters, man.
No,
we
you
all
have
about spreading love and
fans.
positivity. You feel me? That's what we on this show to do, man. We appreciate you, Queen. Thank you. Check us out.
Relationship Status next week, 9 p.m. Same time, same place. See you soon. Peace.
Chill.